This is Rabbi Son, hot takes on news, pop culture, and religion, hosted by Rabbi Patrick, that's me, and my son Javon. Spiritual, irreverent, always fearless, produced by Darshan Yeshiva. Boy, are we glad they let us do this. And Javon, how are you doing today? And the congregation says, always fine. All right, here we go. Well, this one's an oldie but a goodie. So this is from a person, this is 3 years old, but this is a person named Venus, Mars, Jupiter. And actually, it's not Venus, Mars, Jupiter. It's Venus, Mars, Jupiter, like not spelled correctly, Jupiter. So am I the A for snapping at my friend after she gets nosy in my religious journey? So I'm going to kind of keep this one short. Basically, this person grew up, with Christianity, but they had like kind of a tragic backstory, like personal backstory. Anyway, fast forward. It turns out I am 68% Hasidic Jewish. Now I'm going to stop that there. That's not what it is. It's Ashkenazi. Like Hasidic is not. Yeah, they got that wrong. But whatever.
Anyway,
They're learning. Okay. Anyway, with a little more digging, I found out an entire family history that was buried under fear and persecution. Yeah, that's a thing. Fast forward. I really want to convert officially and do everything right. But first, I want to live a year following the Torah as closely as I can with what my life and living situation will allow. So they grew up with a family. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I misread that. So they grew up in a family that was anti-religion. Sorry, I misread that. So they grew up in a family that anti-religion. And they have a lot of friends who are LGBTQ and have religious trauma. And even a few of them think that being LGBTQ and having a relationship with God is counterproductive. I would disagree with that. Okay, fast forward even more. I have one friend who is particularly gossip prone, and she found me lighting my candles and saying the Shabbat prayers last week. I tried to hide it, but as soon as she realized what I was up to, she was so excited that I was praying and started asking me what church I go to because she's the only openly religious friend in the group. I told her that I attend a synagogue, and this is back in the day, so he's doing this on Zoom because of COVID, and that he's trying to, I don't know if it was he or she, I can't remember, or they, but either way, is trying to do it as privately as possible. And so the friend gets upset. She got mad at me for keeping it private from her. Mind you, they're not super close, saying that it's bad to keep secrets between friends, but more importantly, she's hurt I didn't ask her for her opinion on his religious journey. I think it's a guy. I told her what I'm going through is personal, is coming from a very private place. It's nobody else's opinion. There she was standing over me and crying about how hurt she was that she couldn't share her love of God with me because I didn't ask her to help me, even though she's a Christian and I'm practicing Judaism, and how hurt she was by my choice to not be included. After what felt like forever of her sobbing, I snap. I tell her to get out. And her obsession with my journey is weird. And if all she is going to do is stand there and cry about my choices, she can leave. And so she storms out of the room. I feel bad. Am I the A?
No. No, because all I
this
heard
is a
was,
weird one.
No, because it's all about her. What you didn't do for her. What you didn't include her in.
Right.
It's their personal business. You don't have to be all up in somebody's personal business. Clearly, they didn't want you to know about it. If somebody didn't want you to know about it and they hid it from you, that means they didn't want you to know about it because they didn't want you asking about it.
Right.
And like you're making this a me. It's not about you.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about your life. It's not about your journey. But as for like, yeah, go ahead. Convert. I don't know why you're hiding it. Like, it's just, there's a weird thing to hide. You really can't hide. Like, just imagine like someone's in your house and like you're living close to Torah, and they're like, getting a meat plate, and they're putting like, dairy on it. You're not gonna. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty hard thing to hide. Yeah. So like, why are you hiding? Like, you're just being like, oh yeah, you can be like, oh, I'm trying this thing out, and if they're your friends, they're gonna be like, oh, great for you. I'm gonna continue to do my own thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, that's weird. That's a weird thing. That's a weirdly hard thing to hide.
It is a weirdly hard thing to hide because it's not like Buddhism or Taoism where they're in America at least where there's like less of a public presentation of those things. Like, I don't know what this person means by living by the Torah. I don't know if this means that like they're practicing Judaism at home, but like not, I guess not publicly because they said keep it private. Yeah, there's just too many opportunities where things are gonna not work out.
And why was she in your house? Why are you on a Zoom call?
Well,
doing like it's just like the weirdness.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know why they were in their house. I think they were just hanging out or something.
Yeah, you didn't think.
Yeah,
like, are we? This is. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird thing to hide. If they were your friends, like you wouldn't hide it from them.
yeah.
I think you not. If it was something important, like something like something like real personal business,
Right.
like that you weren't comfortable sharing with people. But this is like you're trying out something new. This is not needed. Something that needed to be hidden because like point being, it's pretty hard to hide.
Well,
like when you actually like get into like all the doing,
right.
and,
Right.
like,
How many holidays and
it's very involved.
Yeah.
Very people oriented.
Why can't you hang out on the weekends?
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Like it's hard to. Yeah, this person is. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Cause yeah.
Well, so there's when I was converting to Judaism, it was pretty publicly obvious because like there's no way that you can hide it. I know some people do. And like there are certain people in your life that you might want to tell at certain times, like if you have really religious family, or in this person's case, anti-religious family. I could see that being just as complicated.
I mean, anti-religious, I don't know what that means because like not growing up religious is not like anti-religion. Like oh, I don't want to do that thing. But like anti-religion mean like you can't do it. I don't want to see you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like being anti something is very extreme.
Yeah,
and like I get that you have like friends that are like have their trauma, but you can't allow other people's trauma to traumatize your life.
Well, and this person doesn't give any real details about what having the anti-religious background. I mean, who knows how that comes about? But like, yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. I think it's kind of funny that we live in the day and age that we do now where the person who's having the problem is the one other religious person in the friend group, because the rest of the friends are being painted as like anti-religion or like non-religious or like LGBTQ people with religious trauma who have like hangups or whatever. So I just think it's funny that like it's not all the anti quote unquote religion people that seem to be part of the story. It's like your religious friend who maybe on some level feels like, oh, well, I have a faith, you have a faith, like none of our other friends do. Like it'd be cool if we were like faith friends, like if that's like a thing we had together.
No,
and they're not signed up for that
you
yet.
You be faith friends with the girls at church and like have your book club. Like no, it's clear he want to tell you for a reason, and it's like but it's still weird. Like if they were your friends.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm trying out this, see if I like it, see what's going on.
Yeah.
And their trauma should not, dictate your choices.
Yeah.
Because it's like, sorry that happened to you, but like my life continues.
Right.
And it's not you being like, a bad person, but it's like you can't drag down your life because of, somebody else's, what somebody else went through. If people were constantly making decisions about what happened to somebody else's life, you would never get to live, and then you will die.
Yeah,
just being like, I didn't live at all.
Right, because you were so concerned about what other people thought about
exactly,
you,
like
things like that.
And if those people are like so against you, you'd be like, look, I'm gonna have to cut you loose.
But that's not even. I mean, that's the interesting thing is that that's not even what this person is bringing up. I mean, yeah, they bring up the family and the LGBTQ friends and all of that, but like, really, the main character in this story is the friend that's a Christian that wants to be like faith friends, And to give this, I'm imagining what's going through this person's mind, right? This woman's mind is that she's thinking like, okay, the rest of our friends are all kind of not into religion. I can't talk to them about like what I did at church or like some
why
whatever.
Couldn't you?
Well, I don't know. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting from how this person is talking about the friend group. That like she's this particular exception, and that maybe she wants to have that kind of relationship with this person who she's friends with, and he's like, no, I'm not. He's basically they're basically saying, I don't know why I say this is a guy. I don't know. This person is saying like, I'm not there. Like, I'm still trying this out. I don't know if this is my identity. They say that like this person says that like they sort of found God but hadn't found religion. And so they're exploring like I have, a God-sized hole in my heart and I'm trying to fill it up and I need community, I need, scripture, I need holidays, I need all the things that like make up part of being that, right? And they're saying like I don't know if that's me yet. I just know there's a calling and I'm exploring it. This is different. The other friend, who's the Christian friend, they found their thing. Like they're there. They're like in a different place. So like kind of trying to like suck that person into, being faith friends together. I can see how problematic that is. I could see why the female friend wants so hard to do that, because she wants a buddy who's the same age, has the same values, and is doing something that in her mind is the same. But it's not. This person's in a different place. Yeah, I mean the worst part.
Different places, different religions.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna say completely. Yeah, I'm saying completely.
They're completely different.
Yeah, because being Jewish is more involved.
You've seen other religions and you're just like, no, this requires a lot of me just as a person living in this household.
A lot of holidays, a lot of conversing with people.
It's true, but everyone loves hanging out with you. So
because I'm me.
Yeah, like, you're a schmooze. You know how to do it.
Yeah, but still, point being, like, a very involved situation going on, and like him trying to hide that is, I don't know, I just find it weird that he hid it from the beginning.
Well, the friend has main character syndrome. It's the people that keep making someone else's Judaism sort of their, I don't know, issue or their story or whatever, right? Like,
I mean,
I don't know what's going on with humanity that people feel like they're allowed to do that.
Yeah, you try to talk to her. Clearly, she wasn't getting it. She cried. Don't let people's tears, like, stop you from digging your heels in. Tears. People are very performative.
Yeah,
and like
there's a lot of that. It seems
crying is just like, why are you a grown woman crying?
Yeah,
about someone else's journey that doesn't involve you. It seems like you want to cry as a manipulation tactic.
Yeah.
Like, don't be manipulated by tears.
Be a concerned friend, but don't allow yourself to get manipulated.
I mean, if you're looking at somebody crying because they said me,
yeah, that's different.
What you got going on,
right?
Then they're crying to how to manipulate you, and then you just have to walk away.
Yeah. If someone wanted to be like friends with me on that level, like the religion level, I would totally do it because I'm secure in where I am and who I am and the things I believe and the things I don't believe. But yeah, no, that's a lot. Yeah, you know what I've learned from this experience, Javon? Like all these Reddit, am I the A's? Mm-hmm. People have really messed up relationships.
Yeah,
just in general.
Better friends, people. Like, because this is just find better friends and know your boundaries.
Yep, that's good. That's good advice. Every good relationship has boundaries. Exactly. All of them. Yep. Hope you're liking this. Please join us on Substack. Comment, let us know. Hey, maybe we'll answer your questions. We'd love to do that. So, Rabbi and Son, and we'll see you next time. Thank you to our sponsors at Darshan Yeshiva for making this content possible. Darshan Yeshiva provides beginner-level online Jewish learning, including the very popular Conversion to Judaism program, with sponsoring rabbis and students all over the world. Start your Jewish journey any place, anywhere, and anytime with our conservative, reform, reconstructionist, Jewish renewal, humanistic, and post-denominational rabbi mentors. Become the Jew you always wanted to be with Darshan Yeshiva.